2 of the NBA Finals resemble two warriors embarked in a heavyweight fight. After a shocking first-round blow, it was the champion that needed to respond. Unfazed by the pressures of a must-win game, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant regained that look of authority. But their worthy opponent was far from punchless. They sent a message to the Lakers, even in defeat, as they continue to prove that this series is no mismatch. The champions might have pulled out the Game 2 battle, but as far as the war, they arrive in Philadelphia to find a confident challenger ready for a fight. Game 3, next. The city of Philadelphia is madly in love with its 76ers, a team that has caught the attention of the rest of the country as we welcome you to the First Union Center. And these first two games have truly been a fable out of the strip from the motion picture Rocky, the famed Rocky statue, located just across the way outside the Spectrum, the one-time home for the Sixers, as the scene has shifted to the city of brotherly love for the next 3 games between the 76ers and the Lakers. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with Doug Collins. And Doug, going into this NBA Finals series, there was kind of an aura of invincibility surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers, and justifiably so. They've won 19 straight. They made it 11 out of 11 through the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Many people talking about sweeping the Sixers, and then Philadelphia goes out, comes up with 2 stirring performances, and here we are, the series even at 1.
Well, Marv, the Sixers went in with a lot of confidence. They'd been in a tough series. They were ready, and Allen Iverson was brilliant with 48 points, and they dented that swagger and that Laker psyche. You see Kobe walking off the floor shaking his head. Everybody thought in Game 2 it's going to be a blowout. The Lakers are ready now. We underestimate him. Allen Iverson said, we've got your attention. We're happy. We now have the home court advantage. We have 3 games in our building. We're coming home to our fans. We feel very good. This is going to be a long series. This should be a lot of fun, Marv.
Well, this crowd is getting ready. We'll be back with the opening tip in about 35 minutes. So right now, let's join Ahmad Rashad, who will take you through the rest of the pregame activities. Ahmad?
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I'll be joined later on by the rest of the crew. Now, as the Sixers come home for Game 3, they'll be looking for an MVP performance from Allen Iverson. He has been the key to their fortunes all season long, and heading into the series, the Lakers knew they had to come up with an answer for Iverson.
He's a great kid, tough kid, fearless. You know, he plays with a lot of heart.
He's got tremendous energy towards winning, and he's got the will to win that really carries this team.
Let's go!
Iverson from way downtown.
This Philadelphia team thinks they can win this game tonight. They're not here to celebrate the Lakers. They're here to beat them.
Allen Iverson tearing the Lakers apart, and the 76ers pulling off a stunner.
You can see it's been a tough night for Iverson.
Allen Iverson finished 10 of 29. Not one of his stronger performances, coming off the 48 points in Game 1. So this series is even at 1.
I'm not going to come out in the finals and put up 40 points every night. It's going to be a series, and it's not going to be easily predicted. It's basketball. You got too much heart over here.
Iverson and the Sixers showed plenty of heart in Game 2 as they made a 13-3 fourth-quarter run, only to come up short. Now, as they get ready for Game 3, Sixers head coach Larry Brown spoke with Lewis Johnson.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Larry, I know you were happy with the energy in Game 2, but here you are in this first home game of the finals. How important is it to control or channel the energy rush that might be happening to your team here in this first game?
You know, I thought we were a little tired in Game 2, and at least that's what some of the players told me. So I hope the crowd helps us. You know, we didn't have a long, layover between games. We got back early in the morning, so I'm just hoping our crowd gives us a lift like the Laker crowd obviously gave them a lift.
Let's go back to the end of Game 2. Late in the fourth quarter, Shaq gets the ball down low. You choose not to foul him. He kicks it out. Derek Fisher hits that big 3. But might you change your philosophy on fouling Shaq either tonight or later in this series?
Well, you know, we talked about if he got it in so deep where he's going to hurt us, you know, we're going to play him aggressively. But, you know, we didn't fully rotate. And I don't want to get into a game, Lewis, where we just keep grabbing and fouling the guy. If he's in a position deep in the post and we're at a disadvantage, we'll just try to figure out a way to play him. But he just made a great pass. We were a little bit slow rotating, and to Fisher's credit, he knocked it down.
I know you are familiar with how important momentum is, and how important is it not to give it back to the Lakers in this Game 3?
Well, I don't even worry about that. I just want our guys to have fun, go out and compete at a high level, and give ourselves a chance to win. You know, you still got to win 4 games in this series no matter what, and they're a phenomenal team. So the biggest thing for us is just to play our game.
Larry, good luck.
Thanks, Lewis.
Ahmad, back out to you.
All right, Lewis, with the Sixers, it all starts with Allen Iverson, but in this series, it hasn't just been Allen Iverson.
Absolutely not, Ahmad. Most coaches, when it comes to the playoffs, shorten their rotation. Not Larry Brown. Every time Larry Brown has pushed the button on that deep Philadelphia bench, somebody's responded. It started with Raja Bell in Game 7 against the Bucks. Look at their averages going into these playoffs and how they've come up. 10 points in 9 minutes, 10 points in 14 minutes, 13 in 16 minutes. The deep Philadelphia bench has been magical for Larry Brown. Maybe tonight, Kevin Ollie, Rodney Buford, who knows?
Well, I tell you what, one thing I do know, Allen Iverson must play big today.
He is still got this city on fire. Everywhere I walk around this city, all they're doing is talking about Allen Iverson. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Allen Iverson. The supporting cast, important. They go nowhere without Allen Iverson. Everybody feels that he is the best basketball player pound for pound. 150 pounds dominating a series. He's fearless. Allen Iverson will propel this team to the next level.
All right, as for the Lakers, Derek Fisher had been having a great postseason until Game 1 when he was held scoreless. But Derek bounced back with 14 points in Game 2, including a huge three-pointer down the stretch. He spoke with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad, here with Derek Fisher. And Derek, is there a different approach now with the Lakers than there were in these other couple of series, because this is a group that's very competitive and won't go away? Does that cause you guys to adjust?
Yeah, you have to adjust to your opponent, and I think we were able to do that after Game 1. You know, obviously being off 10 days and not being in such a competitive game in such a long time, it's been different for us. But I think we respect the circumstances now. We respect their basketball team, and we just have to go out and play the type of basketball we want to play.
Was there an element of panic, as it has been suggested, with the Lakers in Game 2?
No, you know, obviously we will not, you know, beat this team by 20 and 30 points a game the way that we were able to in previous games, and I think we understand that. You know, they fight back into the game every time we get up by 8 or 9 or 10, and they did that the other night. That's part of basketball, but obviously we haven't panicked, and I don't think we ever will.
Quickly, is this the most important game for the Lakers? Because should you lose this game, you're going to sit around in Philadelphia for 3 days stewing, and then it gets a little frenetic, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, obviously we want to win every basketball game that we play, but, you know, tonight, after building some rhythm and some momentum in Game 2, we like to come out here and build on that tonight, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Derek, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's it from the Laker locker room. Back out to you, Ahmad.
All right, Jim, the Lakers got back into the series with the help of a strong performance by Kobe Bryant, but now they head into a hostile environment for the next 3 games. How do you expect Kobe to respond, Kevin?
I spoke to Kobe just moments ago right here. He says, we love this hostile environment. We love when the challenges are against us. We love when the odds are against us. That's when we play our best basketball. Why, Kobe? Why? Because we focus a little more, and we execute offensively, and we play great defense on the road.
And speaking about defense, they'll have to play defense like they did in Game 2. The Lakers I'm speaking of, PJ.
Absolutely, Ahmad. Kevin said you play great defense on the road. That's how you win. L.A. blocks 22 shots in the first 2 games. NBA Finals record 13 in Game 2. They're back to playing the defense that caused them to win the first 11 games in the playoffs. They will need to do it tonight in this very loud, intimidating building.
All right, PJ. The 2001 Finals marked the introduction of the Be Here Total View broadcast system. Be Here's production team is on site for the entire series, bringing you their own unique perspective of the action on the floor. Total View, with its palm-sized camera, shows us how Rick Fox cuts back door and gets open for the layup. Be Here's Total View broadcast system now playing at the Finals. Welcome back to the First Union Center here in Philadelphia as we get ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. No one has had ever a quadruple double in the NBA playoffs, but the Lakers' Shaquille O'Neal came close in Game 2. Shaq was brilliant in just about every phase of the game.
He has been the dominant figure. That's what the game will be more inside for Shaq. They're supposed to win. Phoenix is supposed to be here. They are coming to Shaq this time.
Here's the double. Fisher for three.
He made some unbelievable plays. Biggest play of the game is when he kicked it out to Fisher.
Snow.
He had 8 blocks. That started our transition. By him getting blocks, it enabled us guards to get out and run the floor and get easy opportunities. So he's the anchor of our defense.
Coach wanted me to protect the basket a little more because we felt they was getting too many easy shots the first half. So I just tried to step my defense up in the second half.
28 points, 19 rebounds, 8 block shots, 9 assists.
With his 8 block shots, O'Neal tied the finals record held by Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, and our very own Bill Walton. And speaking of Bill, he's standing by with Steve Jones to talk about Shaq. Guys?
Ahmad, Shaq has indeed done it all, but for a change, his opponents are doing a lot more than simply sprinkling rose petals on the way to Shaq's coronation.
I thought Shaq was the king of the universe.
Well, they don't give him the ball enough out there, Steve, but when he does have the ball, he's been scoring. But what's been happening for the Philadelphia 76ers center position is that they're getting terrific numbers from Dikembe Mutombo, Matt Geiger, and Todd McCullough. In Game 1, those 3 guys combined for 23 points, 16 boards. Game 2, even better, 33 points and 20 rebounds. Give him the ball more.
It sounds like alibiing to me, because when Shaq is in yellow, he is indeed Superman. But when he goes out on the road, that purple symbolizes the green of kryptonite, and he has been anything but dominant out on the road. If you take a look at Shaquille O'Neal at home and away, you say this is a different guy. So, Bill, what's up with that?
In the Western Conference, it's all about front court attack. Shaq psychologically demoralizes all those teams out there. They simply fold the 10 and leave. In the Eastern Conference, it's all about the guards.
Leave. I'm leaving.
Allen Iverson has done the job here. It's all about guards out here racing around in the perimeter. They're looking inside. Those guys mean nothing.
Right, Bill.
And
we got to go back to Ahmad. Indeed,
going small, that
we'll
means
find out whether Shaq is the king of the universe tonight.
Bit players in this very important series.
Throw back. I have no idea what they said at the end. Obviously, those 2 guys are going all night, but there is a game to play as the Lakers and Sixers get set to square off. Kobe Bryant returns to his hometown of Philadelphia, and right now he's with Jim Gray. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. Kobe, you're back home. You came out, you allowed yourself a little bit of a smile. What's it like for you to play in a place you dreamt of playing your entire life, the finals in Philadelphia?
What's fun about playing here in Philadelphia is that the fans they're so great, they're so loyal and so enthusiastic. And there's a lot of energy in the building.
Why have you been so much better on the road as a player than you are at home?
On the road, we're expected to lose. Everybody's rooting against you, and it feels good to be put in those type of situations.
Must win, right?
Every game's a must win.
Kobe, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, let's go down to Lewis Johnson.
Okay, Jim, thanks a lot. I'm with Eric Snow, and we continue to talk about that stress fracture in your ankle. You told me that not only do you have swelling after the game, but swelling on the 6-hour flight because of the altitude back to Philadelphia. So how are you?
I'm fine. I mean, it hasn't gotten any worse. It's not going to get any better, but just ready to play. I got to forget about it and just go out and play.
All right, the LA defense did a much better job of denying Allen Iverson the ball. Can you do anything about that, trying to get him that ball to get off more shots in this game?
Yeah, we have to execute better, and also we have to run some plays that change the size with the ball. I think when we're one-sided, it's a little easier to deny him the ball. But when we run sets that change size, set some more screens, and we can get him the ball.
Okay, Eric, thanks, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Lewis. Now, the Sixers have shown that this is a competitive series, but what do they have to do to win the series?
Well, I think they just have to pick it up and play the way they've been playing. They've forced turnovers. LA's got 35 turnovers. That's led to 44 points for the Sixers. LA had better take better care of the ball in this building that Doug Collins said was going to be a big challenge for them this evening.
I'll tell you what else is key. They got broken bones in their hands, their feet. They cannot let the Lakers break their spirit.
All right, coming up next, Marv Albert and Doug Collins will have the call of Game 3 between the Lakers and the Sixers. You're watching the NBA Finals on NBC.
Center in Philadelphia. A capacity crowd, better than 20,000 turning out as the series has shifted east following the split in LA. And we are getting ready for Game 3 of the NBA Final Series. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert along with Doug Collins. We welcome you back to the mayhem here at courtside. And Doug, there were certainly anxious moments for the Lakers in that fourth quarter in game number 2 in Los Angeles, but they're feeling better about themselves coming off the victory because they were finally able to get a ball game collectively out of their 2 star players, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, following the imbalance in game 1, 31 and 28 in game 2. In the opener on Wednesday night, Shaquille scored 44, Kobe shot just 7 for 22, held to 15 points.
Well, Mark, we know that the Lakers are at their best when Kobe and Shaq are dominating from both the inside and the outside, and that's what happened in Game 2. Kobe started out penetrating to the basket, getting the easy scores. The Lakers' defense was tremendous. Shaquille O'Neal with 8 block shots to set a finals record, and then Kobe Bryant getting in the lane, breaking the defense down. And when you talk about their numbers, this is exactly what happened. Look, the points, 59, but 28 rebounds, 15 assists, 10 blocks. They did it on both ends of the floor. But with that brilliance, they still needed big shots to put the Sixers away. It was Brian Shaw late in the game with a 3 in the corner. Kobe finding Ron Harper underneath the basket for an easy score. And then the big shot, it goes inside. The Sixers don't foul. They let the ball be kicked out, and Fisher hits a big 3. So Kobe and Shaq were brilliant. The supporting cast hit big shots, and look what their defense did. In Game 1 was not typical Laker defense. Game 2, 18 less points, field goal percentage, rebounding, block shots. They totally dominated the game. So, you know, Mark, with the scene shifting here to Philadelphia, the Lakers have one thing in mind: win, regain the home court advantage. They do not want to think about sitting around Philadelphia the next 3 days down 2-1.
And Doug, as for the 76ers, yes, they did provide a scare to the Lakers on Friday night, but they know they cannot beat the Lakers if Allen Iverson shoots 10 for 29, which was the case in Game 2.
Well, the Lakers really went after him early. They really forced him to some tough shots. They chased him all over the floor. It started out, it was Derek Fisher fighting through screens. And when he squared him up, he got a hand in his face. He forced him to take difficult shots from out on the perimeter under pressure. And then Tyronn Lue came in the game. His job was don't let Allen Iverson catch the ball, try to wear him down, try to frustrate him. And then when he drove to the basket, it was the big men coming over and forcing a tough shot. But you know what? With all that, Allen Iverson, his spirits weren't dampened. They're coming home, and he's excited because you know what? He's capable of this kind of game. 48, 41 shots, 9 of 9 in Game 1. But in Game 2, the field goal attempts are only 29. When he gets over 30 shots, they're 8-2. He has got to get his field goal attempts. And Bart, before the game, we talked to Larry Brown. He said, you know what? I'm worried. My team was tired at the end of Game 2. This crowd, we're going to need their energy today if we're going to win this game.
All right, so coming up, it is game number 3 of the NBA Finals. Both teams have taken each other's best punch. The Lakers still powerful, yet not as invincible. The Sixers, the underdog that just won't go away. Each has exhibited the heart of a champion. One will finish the night 2 wins away from an NBA title. Round 3 is next. Welcome back to First Union Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as we join public address announcer Matt Cord with the introduction of the starting lineups.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to meet tonight's participants. Up first are the Los Angeles Lakers. The head coach is Phil Jackson. And now tonight's starters. A 6'7" forward from North Carolina, number 17, Rick Fox. Thompson, number 54, Horace Grant. A 7-1 center from Louisiana State, number 34, Shaquille O'Neal. A 6'1 guard from Arkansas Little Rock, number 2, Derek Fisher. And a 6'7 guard from Lower Marion High School, number 8, Kobe Bryant.
This crowd is ready. This is the first NBA Finals game in the city of Philadelphia since May 26, 1983. And it's the latest date, June the 10th, that professional basketball has ever been played here in the city of brotherly love. We have double coverage on the sideline once again tonight with Jim Gray and Lewis Johnson. Let's start with Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I spoke to Phil Jackson, and he said that he feels that Game 3 is always the most critical game, and he says this is the one that we have to target. He feels as though there's an awful lot of pressure on the 76ers to win this game. He says it's very difficult to fly overnight across the country and then prepare and get ready and make the necessary adjustments. He says this is the game that we can get, and in our mind's eye, this is the game we must get. Let's go down to Lewis Johnson for a report on the Sixers.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. I talked to Larry Brown about the importance of this Game 3 also, the first NBA final game played here at home since 1983. He said, most importantly, we need the energy from this crowd. He says he hopes that his players come out hyper from the energy. But most importantly, he said, the more we can do to make LA have some doubt that winning a championship will be easy, the better. Marv?
All right, guys, the officials, Bennett Salvatore, Dan Crawford, Bob Delaney. Doug, you made the point earlier, the extra significance for the Los Angeles Lakers if the 76ers should beat them here tonight to take the 2-1 lead it would mean they'd have to hang around for 3 days thinking about the loss as they prepare for the Game 4 on Wednesday.
Well, Mark, when you're the heavy favorite, all that does is make you more anxious and puts more pressure on you. If the Lakers can win today, they know they have the home court back. The next 3 days would be a lot more relaxing. But there's a lot of people in this building right now that's going to make that very difficult for him to do.
Shaquille O'Neal and Dikembe Mutombo on the opening tip, controlled by Tyrone Hill. And in talking with Larry Brown earlier, he'd like to see more from Tyrone Hill. Iverson on the step back. And it's slapped out of bounds. Bryant tried to save it, but he stepped out. It will be 76er ball. The 76ers during the regular season, 29-12 here at home. A season that saw them go 56-26 on top of the East, the #1 seed, and fell off the last 2 months of the season. A host of injuries hitting the Sixers. Different story for the Lakers, who came on strong following the All-Star break and just a so-so first half. Here's Aaron McKee. And Rick Fox will take it for the offense for the first time for the Lakers. Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant in the backcourt, Shaquille O'Neal, Horace Grant, and Rick Fox up front.
Let's see if they go in early to Shaq to try to get him involved here on the road. Normally it's been Shaq taking a back seat to that man right there, Kobe, on the road, as Kobe takes the first shot.
And Kobe Bryant has, as he discussed with Jim Gray just prior to the game, been very successful away from home. Horace Grant wide open. Back comes Aaron McKee. Iverson being played aggressively here at the start by Fisher. Behind the back to Mutombo. Yes.
What a big boost that would be if Mutombo can hit that little baseline jumper. We've seen McCullough do it. We've seen Geiger do it. That brings Shaq out of the lane.
O'Neal starting deep. Here's Shaq, draws the foul. McKee coming over to help out, picked it up.
Anytime you get dribble penetration in the lane, Shaquille O'Neal is always going to be there to look to block the shot. And the smart thing, Mutombo slides out and gives him a nice passing lane, and he's able to knock in the jump shot. And then you get Shaq to take a tough shot, and there's Aaron McKee reaching in for the foul. Be interesting here to see how Shaq gets started on the road shooting his free throws. That could be very, very important come the fourth quarter.
Shaq has had his problems first couple of games, 4 of 10 in game 2, although he was just sensational in the 98-89 win in L.A. on Friday. But a 10 of 22 from the line in game 1, and that really hurt the Lakers in the overtime loss, but he opens up by getting his first 2. 40 gone by, and the game is tied at 2. Iverson leading his way. Iverson able to penetrate.
How did he do that?
Rick Fox being played by Jermaine Jones. Kobe Bryant, yes.
He was out here an hour before the game taking that shot. I watched him, got down in the post, shot that little fadeaway jump shot. So it's no accident he knocks it in on his first jumper from that baseline.
Kobe Bryant grew up in the suburbs about 15 minutes away from downtown Philadelphia. Iverson. Kobe says he's been getting calls from a number of friends who went to high school with him asking for tickets. The ball will go back to the 76ers. Kobe says no chance, they're all Sixer fans.
Little unforced error there by Derek Fisher. He took his eye off the ball just goes out of bounds. And those are the kind of turnovers that the Lakers do not want to commit.
Iverson getting to the offense early. Another assist for Iverson. Mutombo with his second field goal.
The game plan is keep Iverson going to his left. Oh, he's so quick. He can still get back to the right.
Here's Grant. Mutombo on the box out.
Now, Horace Grant has had a tough time finishing shots in this series, Mark.
Little stutter step by Iverson. Tyrone Hill toasting. And the tip by Mutombo.
Dikembe off to a great start. 6 of the first 8 points. He has an offensive rebound, a dunk, a little jump shot, so he's mixing his game up really well here in this first period.
Able to get terrific position. Just impossible to stop when he's that deep.
Well, when he shoots his free throws well, he is more patient down there. If he doesn't shoot his free throws well, he gets a little anxious sometimes. Quick shoots it so he doesn't get fouled.
Iverson. Allen Iverson taking advantage of the overplay by Derek Fisher, who whipped right by him. So the Sixers now lead 10-6. Touched by Hill.
Well, as Kobe drove, he actually ran into the back of Shaquille O'Neal, sort of knocked him off balance on that play. Larry Brown talked earlier to us today, Mark, you got a defensive rebound. On the road, you can't give the Lakers second shots.
Hey! Sixer ball.
This has got to be so tough on Kobe Bryant. You know his competitive spirit, that he wants to make his mark early. Gets him low, you see the foot just slips out from underneath him. So Kobe has really got to channel his energy here the right way. More on defense right now than offense.
Iverson. Allen Iverson getting good shot opportunities here at the start. Not the case in Game 2 on Friday. Larry Brown telling us he was not looking for screens. O'Neal with a beautiful jumper from just inside the free throw strike.
Well, Shaq's off to a great start also. A couple jump hooks, or a jump hook, a jump shot, and 2 free throws.
6 points for Shaq. And the Sixers up by 2. Just underway. Game 3 of this NBA Final Series. And a foul. And it's Salvatore calling it on Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, one of the things, Shaquille has a tendency sometimes to get a little bit frustrated on the road with fouls. He gets the ball in the lane, little turn over that right shoulder, really doesn't shoot it, just sort of squirts it up there. Now here is the foul as Dikembe comes across with that sweeping hook. Shaq gets the foul, and again, Marv, when Jim Gray was talking to Phil Jackson before the game, he said, there's one thing I'm concerned about with Shaq. If he gets some fouls, or if he gets a couple 3 seconds calls, that he doesn't allow that to frustrate him. He has a tendency sometimes on the road for that to happen. Shaq must keep his composure here. As when we look at Mutombo's numbers, you know, we've talked about the brilliance of Shaq, but if they get these kind of numbers from Dikembe and get the bench help that our people talked about in the Showtime, well, you know what? They've got a great chance to win it. McCullough and Geiger come in and help them off that bench.
Todd McCullough did a terrific job. Game 2, Matt Geiger 5 for 7 from the field in Game 1. Kobe Bryant with his second field goal. So the game is tied at 10. We played 5 minutes of the first. Ray Jones has been quiet. Mutombo. And Shaq looking to lead the break. Here's McKee back. Shaq takes all the way. Shaq lost the rebound. Well, we saw Shaq lead the break successfully back in Game 1. Here's Iverson. Rebound Grant. When do you see a guy run the floor at 7-1 that effectively?
I have never seen it. I also saw Aaron McKee get really smart and get out of his way and not take the charge. He was back there, and as courageous as he is, he said, you know what, I don't think I'm ready to quite take this charge yet. Normally when Shaq gets in the middle, he likes to pass. Here he's going 1-on-3. There's Aaron McKee sort of backs away. The impressive thing about that, the second effort to almost get the basketball back, but these are the kind of plays the Sixers thrive on. Allen Iverson was up shooting a jump shot before we could blink.
Shaquille O'Neal now 3 for 3 at the line. He was fouled by Tyrone Hill. So the good start by Shaq, and the Lakers lead by 1. That free throw stroke looking very impressive here at the start for Shaquille O'Neal after the struggle the first 2 games. Iverson putting the move on Fisher. Oh, he saves the pass. Shot clock down to 5. Iverson Iverson. Yes. He thought he took a little shove. Was looking for the foul call.
You know, we talk about his speed and quickness. Mark, that upper body strength on that play. He got bumped and was able to finish that shot and score. That was not an easy basket.
The game is tied at 12. Iverson with 6 points on 3 of 7 shooting. Beautiful pass from Shaq, and Fox gets the roll. Shaquille O'Neal, a splendid passer. In fact, in game 2, 9 assists for Shaq.
Well, Larry Brown cannot be happy about that. He's going to take a timeout. But how many times, Marv, in the first 2 games have we seen the ball go in the post and Shaq make a great pass? No weak side help, and the Lakers took advantage of it.
Both teams remain the same following the timeout. Lakers 14, 76ers 12, 5:20 remaining. In this first quarter, McKee thought that he had Jones going the other way. So the ball back to Los Angeles.
When we talked to Larry Brown before the game, he said Aaron McKee is going to look to penetrate more and look to get in the lane. Right now he's looking to pass. He had Kobe beat on that play and threw a bad pass. He's got to look to score here, Marv.
And Aaron McKee playing with that chip fracture of the right ankle. Once again, the give and go, but Fox not able to put it down. He thought he was hit. Now McKee, back for Iverson. Fox picks him up on the switch. Fox doing a good job defensively, makes Iverson give it up. Here's Jones for 3. Jermaine Jones from downtown. Jermaine Jones in the starting lineup due to the injury that was suffered by George Lynch. But he's been very quiet the first 2 games. Here's Fisher firing. So Derek Fisher getting the pick. Able to come right back, and the Lakers lead by 1.
Well, Derek Fisher, after the Game 1 nightmare, came out in Game 2, was terrific, hit the big shot late that we talked about. More importantly, his defense was excellent on Iverson. Look where Iverson has caught the ball now, how far away from the basket he is.
And here comes Grant on a double to help. Sixers try to take advantage. Tyrone Hill rejected by O'Neal. And now Shaq getting down deep and counts in the foul. What a sensational sequence for Shaq. First the block, then the hustle, able to get terrific position, and now he's headed to the line.
Well, the dominance of Shaquille O'Neal. Remember, he blocked 8 shots in Game 2, which is an NBA Finals record. But look where he runs, right into the middle of the paint and just sets himself down, gets it so deep that there's nothing the defense can do. You've got to meet him at the foul line. Tyrone Hill ran right beside him. Mark, you got to bump him. You got to start trying to slow him down. You get him that deep in the lane, you can't guard him.
Well, Hill picked up the foul a second. He will sit. Matt Geiger hearing it from the crowd. Matt, not one of the more popular athletes here in the city of Philadelphia this season. Hit by a number of injuries. Could be a lane violation. Let's see. Danny Crawford blowing the whistle. Yes. Matt Geiger stepped in. Shaq will get another opportunity.
Now, all these things add up. You play a close game, you can't give a team extra opportunities. Matt Geiger comes right in the game and makes a mistake. That's why the Sixer fans get down on him. Now, if he hits 5 jumpers like he did in Game 1, they'll be the first one to cheer him. But he's got to perform here. They need him, especially with Tyrone Hill playing so poorly right now, Mark.
So the Lakers now lead by 3. Eric Snow has also checked in for the first time, being guarded by Kobe. And Larry Brown going with the 3-guard set with McKee, Iverson, and Snow. Shot clock is down to 4. Geiger with 1 out of 24, lost it to Bryant. Here's Kobe going at Snow. And back come the Sixers. Iverson for 3.
I'm not sure that Larry Brown wants that quick a shot from the 3-point line. He doesn't mind Iverson taking 40 shots like he did in Game 1. And Marvin wants him in a situation where the team has a chance to rebound and there's some balance, and if he misses, that they can get back on defense. The other night, some quick shots. The Lakers had 25 fast break points.
There's Fisher. Iverson felt that he was shoved by the left hand of Derek Fisher, and Fisher with his second field goal to give the Lakers a 20-15 advantage.
I think Aaron McKee, now guarded by Fox, has got to get involved in this game. They've got to free him up, see if he can get to the foul line or get a score.
Mutombo goes to the hook. But Kobe Mutombo, during the course of the playoff run, has really picked Lakers offense. That's 8 points from Mutombo in this first quarter. Here's Bryant giving it back. Fox open for 3. Rick Fox has been off, had a good opening game, did not play well in game 2. Iverson, a blow, whipping by Fisher. Look out. That pass bouncing off the facade in front of our broadcast location.
That is what the Lakers will get themselves in trouble with. They're playing so well, but Dikembe Mutombo off to a great start. Shaq has been scoring, but so has Dikembe. He's keeping him occupied defensively. And then Allen Iverson. Fisher can't even react to this. He sort of guides him right to the basket with his arm. He lays the ball in the basket. It's a quick turnover. Lakers lead by 1.
Throw in. Iverson getting the screen from Mutombo. Try to feed it back to Mutombo because he saw Shaq making a move in his direction. Last touched by the Lakers. And the Sixers stay with a 3-guard set. McKee, Snow, Iverson, the big man Mutombo, and Geiger. At 5 as it's recovered by Snow. Here's Geiger. Now Geiger usually likes to go glass from that angle. Has the excellent touch. And Geiger hits on his first attack.
Early in the year, he would have caught that ball, fumbled it, felt all kind of pressure. Goes to L.A., makes a couple shots, comes home. He's got some confidence.
Lakers up by, the Sixers up by 1. And a foul is called.
Wow, Shaquille just turned and blasted into Mutombo. Larry Brown saying that's got to be a foul. You can't dislodge. Let's watch Mutombo now. Watch as Shaq turns here right there. You cannot allow the big man to get his arm up. If he gets that arm up and dislodges, you've got to call an offensive foul. There's no way Dikembe can hold his position there. Actually, Shaq got his elbow almost up into his throat.
Instead of foul on Geiger. Shaq has had the touch. 5 for 6 at the line. Remember back in game 1, 10 of 22 from the foul line for Shaquille O'Neal, 4 for 10 on Friday night.
I think Shaq is the toughest guy in the referee. And what I mean by that, Mark, he's so big and he's so strong. What is incidental contact in a normal move, and when is he getting an advantage? I think it's almost virtually impossible to tell.
Well, that goes both ways. Here's Mutombo. Rebounded by O'Neal because you talk to Shaq and he feels, and justifiably so, that people take shots at him because he's so big. Sometimes there is a perception that, hey, that's not a foul. He does get hammered. Fisher, and on the other hand, he gives out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Look out, Fox able to knock it away from Iverson coming from the blind side, but it will be Sixer ball.
It is so noisy in here. Iverson cannot hear the defense coming in behind him. You've got to be yelling. You got a man coming in from behind you so you protect the basketball, but I don't even think that if the Sixers could yell that loud right now that he could hear them.
Minute 20 remaining in this first quarter. Again, Mutombo sets the pick. Iverson, yes. Good job by Dikembe Mutombo.
This guy has to work so hard for every shot. That's why he needs layups and free throws. Marby's taking 10 shots in this period. He's had to work for every one of them.
10 points, 3 assists for Iverson. Geiger called for the foul. That will put Fisher at the line.
The Lakers are going to force Iverson to his left. You see just a little bump there by Mutombo as he frees up Iverson to shoot that jump shot. And then here is the foul. Once again, that dribble penetration. When you get in the lane there, you get yourself in trouble. And Matt Geiger reached in and fouled Derek Fisher, who will go to the line for 2.
Derek Fisher, a guy who's made it back from that stress fracture in his right foot. Played only 20 games in the regular season and has played exceptionally well in the playoff run. He said just a couple of weeks ago, at one point, he was close to writing off the entire season. Said he was getting frustrated. He was 1 day away from deciding to sit out the rest of the year before he started to make his way back with 20 games left. Fox with the steal. Overthrows. Bryant with the save. No, he stepped out. Stepped out of bounds.
Well, Phil Jackson very unhappy with Rick Fox. At home, Mark, you can take a few chances. On the road, ball possession is so vital. The risk reward in that pass is not there. Fox has got to hold that back and they can get another shot.
The game is tied at 23. 35 seconds left. First quarter. Mutombo. And it's a 3-second violation.
The Shaq is so big, you can't dislodge him. Dikembe cannot get his shoulder in him and move him. And what happens is Shaq actually knocks him off balance. He loses control of his footwork there and just used up the 3 seconds in the lane.
Each team with 4 turnovers. 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Here's the double on O'Neal. 5 on the 24. Down to 3, 2. O'Neal. It counts. Just did. Now wait a moment. The outside official, Bob Delaney, calling Bennett Salvatore, Dan Crawford over. The initial indication was yes, it was good. That call made by Dan Crawford, who had the angle to our right. You can hear the reaction from individual fans sitting behind our broadcast location. And it appears that the basket does count with 2 8/10 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Marv, let's see if it did count. Then they'll probably have to reset some time on the clock, so they'll go back to see what the differential is to see if they lost some time. So it'll go to 5-5. So that's the discussion there, that he did score, and now they get 2 7/10 more on the clock.
All right, here's Snow hustling down and draws the foul. It's a foul to give. So 2 2/10 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Well, Larry Brown's still very upset at referee Bob Delaney, feeling that shot should not have counted. He's got to put that behind him right now, though. His team needs him. They got a chance here to get a score at the end of the quarter, and if they do, they'll be tied at the end of 1. This is a big possession here for them, given momentum going into the quarter.
Geiger, yes! Matt Geiger had a buzzer basket at the half in Game 2 in Los Angeles. He's done it here at the end of the first quarter. And afterward, it's the 76ers and the Lakers tied at 25. Matt Geiger from deep in the corner. We're head to the second quarter. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. You are NBC. All have checked in for the first time. 7 ties, 7 lead changes in the opening quarter. Shaw handling against Snow. Shaw, Fisher, and Bryant in a 3-guard set for the Lakers, along with Horry and O'Neal. The play by Mutombo to knock it away. Here comes Snow. Last touched by the Lakers.
One of the things to look for, Marv, as this game continues to go, Philadelphia is a team that lives on that free throw line. They average almost 21 points a game in the regular season at the line. 0 for 2 in the first period. The Lakers 7 of 9. That free throw line is important to the Sixers' success.
And the foul is called. Matt Geiger with the offensive foul, and that's a quick 3 on Geiger.
Let's see if he moves. He does. He sort of sticks his backside out there to try to bump off. Now watch, if it's a normal move, they'll let you get away with it. If you turn and try to create more space than you normally would, they'll call it. Now that is a big foul. Geiger was playing well, and Tyrone Hill has not played well. So now the pressure is on Jermaine Jones as they've gone to a small lineup.
Bryant kept alive by Horry, and Jones is on it. He thought he was fouled as the Lakers get it back. Shaw for 3. Matt Geiger played 4 minutes, committed 3 fouls, sits down with Jones making his return. Iverson is fouled by Fisher. So for Derek Fisher, his first foul.
Well, as Larry Brown starts to go to his bench, that has been one of the keys in this series. The Lakers' bench has not played nearly as well. Mutombo, was that Aaron McKie has hurt his hand. Take a look to see how this occurred. Right there, you see him jam. It looked like his right thumb goes up against Kobe Bryant. Just what the Sixers need, another injury. They've been the walking wounded. Aaron McKie's got a chip fracture in his ankle. He's got a sore shoulder. He's got a sore knee. Now he's got a sore hand.
And Roger Bell has come out. Here's Iverson. Yes! Beautiful step-back jumper by Allen Iverson. 6 of 11. 12 points. Sixers lead 27-25. Nice move by Fisher to set it up for O'Neal. Fisher back on it. Here's Fisher. Fouled by Jones.
Well, that's what Derek Fisher does. He gets you all those loose balls. Allen Iverson is just showing us the whole package here to get open today. Running on that baseline. He runs. Robert Horry gets him in the air. Takes his time and knocks in that jump shot. So he's got big guys running at him. Small guys trying to keep him from catching it. But this guy's spirits just don't get dampened. He just keeps coming at you with a relentless assault.
Well, you can log on to NBA.com to make your own in-progress highlight reel of the finals with My Highlights. Check out All Access on NBA.com for a behind-the-scenes look at these NBA finals on NBA.com.
Mark, talking about the bench a while ago. The 76ers in Game 1, bench 29-15, 31-19 in Game 2. That has been big. They've averaged 30 points a game off the bench. They're going to need that today as well.
Iverson. Good job again by Mutombo, and then Bryant over to knock it away. Horry being played by Jones. Shaq now at the high post. O'Neal taking it to the rim. Shaw with the offensive ball.
See, Tyrone Hill's not in the game as we see Shaw shoot the open jumper. Finally a rebound. Philly's gone to a small lineup here because Larry Brown does not trust Tyrone Hill. They got to rebound the ball.
Roger Bell. Three-point attempt by Bell. Lakers and Sixers tied at 27. Lakers have missed their last 5 shots. Here's Bell helping out on O'Neal. Frees up Horry. Yes, a 3 for Robert Horry, who has been a terrific playoff performer throughout his career.
Well, he's been big in the last couple series, especially with Horace Grant struggling. He comes in and he gives him a guy that can shoot from distance, as we saw there. Who's going to score here now for Philadelphia?
Well, Mutombo comes up short. 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Game 3 of this best-of-7 NBA Final Series. Kobe Bryant with a beautiful stroke over Roger Bell. Kobe been quiet. Only 6 points for Bryant. And the Lakers now lead by 5. Eric Snow. That is his first field goal.
Well, you can see the game plan on Eric Snow. When he comes off the screen, you're going to go way underneath it and force him to shoot jump shots. He's going to have to make that shot.
Bryant, yes. So Kobe's hit 2 in a row, and the Lakers lead 34-29.
I really like what Kobe did. He was energetic and hyper early in the game. He's gotten a little tired. He's calmed himself down. Now he's looking for his offense. Those last 2 shots were very smooth.
And the Lakers now in the midst of a 9-2 run. And it's Salvatore with the call. Foul on Fisher. That what his high school friends are rooting for the Sixers. Kobe's parents were inspired to give him that name, Kobe, by the Kobe Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar, a restaurant located some 12 miles away from his old high school. And that restaurant has now been renamed the Answer Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar, at least during the NBA Finals, I'm told.
Well, you can see the chess match here now with the coaches. Shaq goes down to rest. Phil Jackson gives a little time. Immediately, Todd McCullough comes into the game to give Mutombo some rest. You see right now, Larry Brown recognized he needs some offense. Maybe McCullough can do that for him. Rest Mutombo with Shaq sitting.
Lakers with a 34-29 lead. And Kobe Bryant is on fire. 10 points for Kobe. He is 5 for 9. He's hit his last 3 shots.
See, that's the luxury the Lakers have. Shaq can rest, and Kobe can take over offensively. This man right now with the basketball, the Lakers are going to send everybody at him.
Iverson blocked from behind by Horry.
There's nobody else out there to score. I mean, right now it's Allen Iverson. Aaron McKie coming back into the game with his thumb now taped up. But look at it, everybody's coming over. Horry comes away from the other side of the floor, chases him, and follows him to the baseline and blocks his shot. Lou is in the game now. He's going to try to keep him from catching the ball, use all kind of energy, and just try to wear him down a little bit. But the Sixers have got to find a way to score it.
First appearance for Tyronn Lue, who did the good job defensively against Iverson in game 1. Snow foul, nice move. Eric Snow going to his left and able to draw the foul. It's on Grant. Horace trying to help out. So Snow will go to the line. We'll check in with Lewis Johnson.
All right, Marv, thanks a lot. Well, here's an update. McKie, who suffered a sprain just a few moments ago. Lenny Currier, who is the Philadelphia trainer, probably the busiest trainer in the world, has been busy putting tape on McKie's ankle throughout this series, but now he's put it on his thumb. He has a sprained thumb, and we're told that he is available to come back in the game. Mark?
All right, thank you, Lewis. Just added to the medical resume of Aaron McKie.
Well, you know, your legs start your shot. He's got a chip fracture in the ankle, and you got to have that right hand and thumb to be able to shoot the basketball. That's on his shooting hand, so now he's going to have a tough time getting lift, and he's got a sprained thumb on his shooting hand. Things are not getting any easier for Aaron McKie.
And a double technical called with Allen Iverson and Tyronn Lue trash talking. Tyronn standing in for Kobe Bryant. They had a little session at the end of game 2 on Friday night with Allen and Kobe exchanging verbal barbs.
Well, Allen Iverson's got to be careful now. The next technical, he gets ejected. You know, Tyronn Lue would love that trade-off.
5 minutes gone by in the second. Here's Kobe. Yes. He's hit his last 4. 12 points for Bryant. And the Lakers have their biggest lead of the night.
Well, he's in such a rhythm right now. He's really slowed down and playing at a nice pace.
Iverson. Rebounded by Shaw.
Mark, you see that, though? The minute Iverson put the ball on the floor, Robert Horry went running, or excuse me, it was Horace Grant at that time, went running over just to force him to shoot a jump shot.
Here's Kobe. Yes! 5 straight for Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers lead by 10. So Kobe 7 of 11, 14 points.
Jump shots, don't let him penetrate and get in the lane. Well, Kobe is taking what the defense gives him. Backs up, shoots the open jump shot over Aaron McKie, who's an excellent defender. Once again, the little dribble interchange. Kobe rises up over the defense and buries it. He is on fire. Shaq is resting, and the Lakers by 10.
You just cut it out, okay? You just play. Al, leave it alone, fellas. Hey, fellas. A little bit. Technical foul on both of them. And I gave him a chance to stop. He wouldn't stop, and he got a little carried away. And you know what? It's a technical foul. You know, we definitely have to be aware of high.
All right, the official Dan Crawford with the explanation as Allen Iverson and Tyronn Lue had some words. So Kobe Bryant step over, got in a couple of shots, some body blows, and then left.
Well, and Aaron McKie comes back and hits a jumper. And the first thing you saw in that timeout, he took the tape off his thumb. It is so difficult to try to shoot with that thumb taped up. He said, you know what? It's sore. I just got to live with the pain if I'm going to try to make some jump shots.
It's a 15-5 run for the Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal is back on the floor. Kobe Bryant, the last 10 points for Los Angeles. 5:40 to go in this first half. Shaw able to knock it away from Snow. Here's Lue with the tumble back. The tumble did not come out. And Tyronn Lue hits the open jumper.
Now, those are the kind of plays that just kill the 76ers. You're trying to get back into it. You're getting defensive stop. You turn it over, and they get a little easy jump shot. You've got to take care of the ball this last 5.5 minutes, Mark. Get back in the game.
Lakers have a 10-point lead. Snow, yes.
Probably a lot of people watching saying the Sixers have them right where they want them right now. Down 8 here with 5 minutes to go. This is when they're at their best.
So 76ers winning game 1 in stunning fashion in Los Angeles in overtime, providing a scare in the fourth quarter against the Lakers in game 2. Lakers able to pull it out. Here's Bryant, Kobe Bryant again. A sensational first half for Kobe. 12 of his 16 points have come here in the second quarter. In one stretch, hit 10 straight for the Lakers. 76ers trailing by 10. Iverson, yes.
Marv, I don't know how he plays at this kind of pace. He works so hard. Tyronn Lue bumped him almost all the way out to the hash mark, and he back cut, caught the ball, and still was able to score. I don't know where he gets all this energy.
14 for Iverson. Now McKee defending against Bryant. McKee getting a piece of it. Shot clock at 4. Bryant. Oh, Kobe Bryant over Aaron McKee, who did about everything you could ask for defensively.
Kobe sort of looked over like, nah, they got nothing for me today.
Kobe's in his last 7 shots. Snow has picked it up. He's now 3 for 3 from the field, and the Lakers lead 46-38.
Well, Eric Snow gets so many open shots because of all the focus on Allen Iverson, so he's got to knock that shot down.
Horry shaking off Iverson. Low for 3. Tyronn Lue with a couple of jumpers, one from 2-point range, and now from downtown, and the Lakers lead 49-38. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Iverson. Mutombo with the rebound and foul. Horry looking to knock it away.
Important for both of them to play well in the same night, unlike game 1 where Kobe had 15 and Shaq had 44.
And Doug, the Lakers have been sizzling in this first half. They are 19 of 34 from the field, 56%, and they converted on 10 of their last 11 shots.
Well, again, we're going to talk about closing out quarters. I'm sure that Phil Jackson has talked to his team here. We've got about 3 minutes to go in this half. We've got a 9-point cushion. We want to build on it, and what happens? Tyronn Lue pushes off on Iverson, who does a nice little acting job to get the attention of the official, but these are the kind of turnovers that the Lakers do not want to commit here with this lead. Here's Iverson and Lue. You can see the little bump. Now, there's been a whole lot more contact going on today, but you know, those guys were jawing at each other. They both got technical fouls, and what do the referees do? They clean it up real fast. They won't allow that to go once those guys start jawing at each other.
Tyronn Lue has played well. 3rd season of the NBA out of Nebraska. Originally a first-round draft pick of the Denver Nuggets. Injury hit last year, appeared in only 8 games, sat out a good portion of this year on the injured list. And then Phil Jackson made the decision to put him on the playoff roster. Oh, the rejection, stopping Snow, and last touched by the Sixers.
Well, Shaq made a great play. Larry Brown is very unhappy. He thought it was a foul, but the referee ruled that Snow jumped in to Shaq to draw the foul. Shaq gets the block shot. The ball goes off Snow. And it seems like the Sixers, every time they get a chance, they just can't complete a play.
Second block for Shaquille, who had 8 in game 2, tying an NBA Finals record. Shot clock at 4. Horry. Lue able to keep it alive. Tyronn Lue, who goes 6 foot, gets it into Shaquille O'Neal, and a foul, late whistle that the Sixers object to.
Well, on the second shot opportunity, look where Shaq catches this ball. Look how close he is to the basket. Mutombo goes up. You see he did hit him on the wrist. The frustration of the Philly fans now getting the whistle was late. That was definitely a foul. Watch him as he hits him right there on the forearm as Shaq is not able to finish the play.
First foul on Mutombo. Shaquille is now 7 of 8 at the line.
Everything is going right here in this first half for the Lakers. They have 50 points, so the pace of the game is good. Shaq is making his free throws. Shaq got him off to a great start. Kobe held them together in the second period. And other than Allen Iverson, the Sixers are struggling to find offense. Somebody's got to come to the forefront and help them score.
And you look at the numbers, Doug. It's not that the Sixers are shooting badly. They're right around the 50% mark. They're not getting to the foul.
Absolutely. That free throw line mark, they get 21 points a game there.
Last touched by the Lakers with just under 2 minutes remaining. In this first half, the Lakers now lead by the score of 51-40. This represents their biggest lead of the night. Snow bothered by Bryant. There's Snow. Eric Snow just did beat the 24-second shot clock.
Kobe's size coming from behind Snow bothered him, Marv. He could feel Kobe behind him.
O'Neal with the drop step move. Shaquille O'Neal, 5 for 9 from the field, 8 of 9 from the line. He has 18 points, and for the second straight game, the combination of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal has produced.
Now watch this, just a little bump there, and it just sort of rocks Mutombo back. It's very difficult. You see he can't jump because Shaq is taking his legs away with that little bump. Shaq's starting to get that little swagger in his run now. He's feeling real good about his game. He has been terrific these entire 2.5 games of the finals.
Play was stopped to adjust or readjust the shot clock. Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the first half. Snow, yes, and it counts.
He is so powerful for a little guy, and you know what? He's relentless also. The backcourt is so tough. When you put he and McKee and Iverson, 3 of the tougher perimeter players in the game, but he just keeps coming back for more. This time he jumps into Robert Horry, gets the kind roll, and the three-point play opportunity now. It's like the 76ers have a chance to cut this to 10. Well, if they get a couple stops and a couple scores, if they would go down 6 or 8, I mean, into the halftime down 6 or 8, they'd have to be very happy with the way that Kobe and Shaq have played here today.
Snow playing with that stress fracture in his incredibly back in game 5 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Playing with that fractured ankle, 7 of 9 from the field, 27 minutes, hit the game winner with a half minute remaining, had the game winner of the overtime victory against the Lakers in game 1. All right, here's Bryant getting inside. Kobe Bryant with 20 points, and the Lakers lead by 12.
Well, it started out with jump shots. Now he's getting in the lane. He's mixing his game up beautifully.
Ron Lue continues to do a good job against Allen Iverson. He is the mirror image of Iverson.
Well, he's got one thought in mind. Don't let Iverson catch the ball. If he does, make him catch it real far away from the basket and make him take a tough shot and then keep him off the foul line.
6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. In the NHL, they would call Tyronn Lue a shadow. That's all he's been doing. The Mutombo on the tip as Hill missed the initial shot. Final seconds of this first half. And Lewis hit on the reach-in. Question is, how will they fare against Ann Robinson this evening? All right, here's Bryant for 3.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. Kobe, 20 points. You were on fire there in the second quarter. What's it like to be in a zone like that?
Well, you know, it's just getting the rhythm. And my teammates did an excellent job finding me coming off the screens and had some easy looks.
Kobe, is the confidence and the swagger coming back after the long layoff?
Well, you know, I would just say we're just finding our rhythm again. You know, after having 9 days off, it was tough to come back and have your rhythm, but we're starting to find the flow of the game again.
All right, Kobe, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Marvy loves the road.
4% from the field. They were 21 for 39. The 76ers 20 out of 41, just under 49%. Kobe Bryant had the hot hand, 10 for 16, 20 points, and Shaquille O'Neal with 18 points on 5 of 9 from the field and 8 of 9 at the line. Here's Kobe, rebounded by Mutombo. As Bryant
Marv, the Sixers need some plays with energy, something to get them excited. Right now, they're about a half step slow. Lakers beating them to all the quick balls, but they need something to energize them.
Mutombo, but hitting the outside shot. He's now 6 of 9. He has 14 points.
You can see what Larry Brown has done. He's got his defense all the way up the floor, trying to create some turnovers. Only 4 points off turnovers in the first half. For the Sixers, they only had 1 steal. That's uncharacteristic of what we've seen.
Larry Brown was telling us earlier he thought his team looked tired the other night. Lack of energy on the part of Allen Iverson. Kobe Bryant, 11 of 18. He has 22 points.
It looked like he was bottled up, and somehow he split the gap of 2 defenders. I think the Sixer fans thought he took the extra step.
Larry was telling us he thought McKee, Hill, and Iverson did not play with the usual gusto. But Mutombo has been an offensive force. 16 for Dikembe, and the Lakers now lead 57-49, and the light pressure continues on the part of the Sixers. Horace Grant. It's a rare, successful jumper for Horace over these first 3 games.
Well, he was 6 for 19 in the first two games. Started out tonight 0 of 2, so he was 6 of 21 before he hit that shot. It just sort of goes that everybody's making their shot today for the Lakers.
Iverson, yes.
Mark, they've hit 3 straight shots. They've got to get some stops now. You talked about it. The Lakers shot 54% in that first half. The Sixers cannot win that game. This game, if they don't get their defense set.
Shaq at the high post. Beautiful touch by Shaquille O'Neal. Moving to his right and then hitting on the run. And the Lakers up by 10. And you had the idea that Shaq enjoyed that shot?
He looked over at me and said, you haven't seen that one before, have you?
Fox picks it off.
See, Aaron McKee taking 2 shots today. We talked about needing to look for offense. He took 17 in game 2. Today, only 2 in the first half.
He feels it. Beautiful touch. Doing it with the drop step, doing it with fadeaways along the baseline. He now has 22. 22 apiece for Shaq and Kobe. And the Lakers lead by 12. Mutombo draws the double. Way off on the sweeping hook. Here's Kobe Bryant. It's a rare bad shot by Kobe. And Jones's save ends up in the hands of Derek Fisher. I don't mean shot selection was bad, but it was off by a pretty good margin just a moment ago. Here's Fisher, rejected by Mutombo. Iverson. Oh, he gets the favorable hop. And a technical foul is called on Horace Grant.
Well, you normally don't see Horace get too upset. I don't know exactly what happened, but he came roaring out of there to get that technical. Maybe this will get the Sixers excited. Something to get these fans back in the game. Watch the end of the play here as Horace pushes Tyrone Hill in the back, and then Hill gets his arm up a little bit. There's a lot more that goes on with that. I think this Horace is just frustrated the fact he has not been playing that well. But Iverson finally makes a free throw. Now, in game 1, he was 7 of 7. Since that point in time, he's only attempted 4 free throws the rest of the series. That's why he's got to get to the foul line.
Yes, he went 0 for 4 at the line in game 2 on Friday night. Again, we see pressure on the part of the Sixers. Lakers now lead by 9. Roger Bell is getting set to check back in for the 76ers. Once again, it's Kobe off the mark. McKee getting the screen, finds Hill, and the ball knocked out of his hands. 76ers have 13 on the 24. Jermaine Jones will sit down, and Roger Bell checks in.
Well, Jermaine Jones has been struggling. Tyrone Hill has been struggling. So 2 of your 5 starters really haven't given you much. Larry Brown looking for somebody to give him a spark.
Iverson, yes. Allen Iverson has 21, and the Sixers are within 7.
How often have we said it? No matter how well the Lakers are playing, Philadelphia's right there behind them. Only 7 now. They are back in the game, and listen to this crowd.
Shot clock at 7. Here's Grant, lost it, and then able to recover. Down to 1 on the 24. Bryant. Here comes Iverson. He scored Philadelphia's last 7. And a foul is called to block on Derek Fisher. For Fisher, it is number 3.
The crowd is starting to come alive here. They sense the Sixers are trying to make a run. And how do they do it? They get it in the open court. Iverson comes off the screen beautifully on a set play out of bounds. He scores it. They force a tough shot by Kobe. Derek Fisher does a great job normally in the open court, just not quick enough to get over in front of Iverson. They'll get a new clock here and a chance to cut this to 5.
Derek Fisher remaining on the floor with the 3. Mutombo is fouled by O'Neal. For Shaq, his second.
See, Mark, what happens now is when they get to the free throw line, they can move their defense up the floor and then pressure. Allen Iverson starting to penetrate. Mutombo's come off very offensive-minded here to start the half. He'll get to the free throw line. But when you only shoot 4 free throws or 7 free throws in the first half and make only 4, it's tough to get your defense up the floor. That's what the Sixers thrive on, forcing turnovers.
Mutombo, 3 out of 5 at the line tonight. Here's Brian Shaw replacing Rick Fox. Phil Jackson making this substitution because he wants better ball handling. There was one moment where Fox had the ball in the backcourt and then with a smile as he looked over at the bench, quickly gave it up to Derek Fisher.
Well, you can see that's exactly what the Sixers want to have happen. They want him to have to handle the ball against pressure. The Lakers want Kobe to get down the floor so he doesn't have to dribble it so much.
7-0 run by the 76ers. They are within 5 points. The chant of defense from this crowd. A beautiful behind-the-back pass from Shaq, and then Shaw turned it over. Good initial pass from O'Neal, and then Brian Shaw coughed it up.
The Sixers are the kind of team, when they score, they play better defense. They get back, they get themselves set. That's what we've seen. Better offense, which led to better defense now in this little run.
Snow and Iverson in the backcourt. Mutombo, Hill, and Bell up front. Fisher going chest to chest with Iverson. Snow to the crossover. Snow. Rebound, O'Neal. Kobe following O'Neal behind the screen. That was close to a moving screen, but Kobe changed direction.
Like a running back following a lineman.
Grant gets inside. Nice lead by Shaw.
Well, that's why he's in the game, Marvin. It was a great call on your part. He's a better ball handler, a better passer. Right now with the Sixers picking up their defense, Phil wants him on the floor.
So the Lakers lead by 7, just under 6 remaining in the third. Iverson from downtown. And it will be Laker ball. To this point, the Sixers have outscored the Lakers 13-10 in the third quarter. Iverson and Mutombo combining for all 13. 5:40 to go. In the third, Lakers with the ball up by 7 points. Bryant trying to shake off McKee. And Kobe forced into a difficult shot. Good job by McKee. Here's Iverson taking it right at Fisher and then gave it up. Horace Grant there to apply the pressure. Bryant with Mutombo back, and a foul as Snow came over and got a piece of Kobe Bryant.
The Sixers so close. They played terrific defense on Kobe. He forced a shot, something we have not seen a whole lot of today. Got a little impatient. It looked like the Sixers had a layup, and Horace Grant gets back to defend it. Then here is the foul. As you see right across the hand, Eric Snow hits him. So instead of cutting it to 5, Kobe's trying to step back up there on that line and push this lead back to 9. When you're playing uphill, Marv, and you get an opportunity to score like that, you got to be able to finish off the play. That takes energy away from you.
Kobe Bryant with his first free throws of the game. He's missed his last 4 field goal attempts, an excellent foul shooter, 85% during the regular season. So the Lakers now have that 9-point lead, 67-58. Snow getting the step. Mutombo. Oh, Dikembe's become a jump shooter.
When you get in the lane, the Sixers drive, here comes Shaq. And how many times have we seen Mutombo today step out and hit that little shot? That's why Geiger's so important. And when he got in foul trouble, it really hurt him.
Oh, what a pass from Shaq. Little backdoor one-hopper for Bryant, who will head back to the line.
Well, this is exactly what you do. When a team extends the defense, the center is so important to be able to step up and relieve the pressure. Kobe was being overplayed. That triggers Shaq to step forward, catch the ball as a pressure release. Watch this. Shaq steps up, catches it. Now Kobe, who's overplayed, has the free lane to the basket and gets fouled. That's textbook basketball on how to break pressure.
Foul committed by Mutombo, his second. 25 points for Kobe Bryant. Kobe has been hearing the taunts from his one-time hometown. Spent a lot of time here in the Philadelphia area. The son of Joe Jellybean Bryant, who played for the Philadelphia 76ers.
One of my teammates.
Yes. McKee had it knocked away by Bryant.
Aaron just didn't look like he's himself today. Marv, we've seen him so aggressive in this series. Again, he took 17 shots in game 2, but now he's got a sore shoulder. He's got that chip fracture in his ankle, banged his thumb early in the game. I just don't know how healthy he is, but if he can, he's got to start looking for his shot.
Aaron McKee wearing a removable soft cast on his foot with that chip fracture. Here's Snow. Snow able to get it back. Now they have a new shot clock. Bryant all over McKee and a foul. So for Kobe, that's his first. And for the Lakers, their 13th foul. The Sixers with 2.
Well, these guys have a nice little rivalry. Kobe in high school and Aaron McKee, a star at Temple. They saw each other a lot in the summer league. Kobe closes down on him, bangs him with his chest, and gets the foul.
Kobe used to come around and scrimmage with Aaron McKee and Eddie Jones over at Temple University. Here's McKee, rejected by O'Neal. Shot clock down at 2. The extra pass costing the 76ers. It's a 24-second violation.
Well, Larry Brown just looks on and said, what am I going to do to get us a basket? Shaq is just waiting back in the lane, and although Mutombo has hit some jumpers, Shaq says, you know what, I'm not going to let these guards penetrate in here and get any easy baskets. I'll live with Mutombo's jumper.
Just under 4 remaining in the third. The Lakers up by 9. They have led most of the way. Shaq forced outside, but he's been hitting from all angles. Tyrone Hill with that uncontested rebound. Sixers got off to the good start here in the third, but in the midst of a drought, foul is called on Fisher. Fisher getting involved with Iverson. He collects his 4th, and now Phil Jackson has to make a decision.
Well, he's going to take a timeout and talk about it, but once again, Marv, as well as the Lakers have played, the 76ers are right there, down only 9. You see, Fisher holds on and grabs him. Iverson's been seeing this the last couple games. He's got to keep his composure. They're still in the game.
For game 3, including former President Bill Clinton. There's Chris Rock. Will Smith here with his wife, Jada Pinkett. John Thompson, one-time head coach of Georgetown, now commentator for TNT. 2 of his other former players, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Kevin Eubanks, Tonight Show band leader wearing his Sixer uniform, and Baron Davis, outstanding second-year player for the Charlotte Hornets, coming off the recover. Baron Davis, who really picked it up this season, came out of the playoffs. 3.5 remaining in this third quarter. And the Lakers lead the Sixers by 9. Mutombo. It's been a very busy couple of days of sports activity for former President Bill Clinton. He was at the French Open in Paris, Belmont Stakes, taking in the NBA Finals.
I think he wants my job.
There will be an opening. And a foul is called on O'Neal. That's his 3rd.
jump hook. Felt like he was hit on the arm by Tyrone Hill, and then over the back gets the offensive foul. Watch here as Hill reaches in, gets him on the elbow. But you know what? There's been a lot of contact on a lot of plays today. You just got to play on. Iverson's been hit going to the basket as well as some of the other Sixers. So it's a game where it evens itself out.
And the Lakers over the foul limit. So Mutombo to the foul line. He's 4 of 6 at the line. Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, 6 on the West Coast. The NBA Finals will continue. Game 4 between the Lakers and the Sixers, plus a special live performance at halftime by Grammy Award-winning Destiny's Child. That's the Lakers and Sixers, Game 4 of the NBA Finals Series. Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, right here on NBC. Teron Lue has come on, replacing the foul play Derek Fisher, who a moment ago picked up number 4. O'Neal battling his way. Offensive foul. Whoa. That's 4 on Shaq. So Shaquille, who was in foul trouble down the stretch in the fourth quarter, which nearly cost the Lakers, has 4 with lots of time remaining.
Now do you go to Kimbe real quickly, maybe get his 5th? Try to get that foul if you could. That would really change this game.
Iverson. Good box out by Bryant that had it knocked away. And a foul is called. Foul on Tyrone Hill. Called for the hold on Horace Grant.
This is a great call by Bob Delaney. To watch, he just takes the ball and shoves it right in Mutombo's face and rocks him back. That's how strong he is. I mean, he can take the ball with 2 hands and just almost bury it right through your chest.
That's a genuine facial.
That is a facial, yes. And once again, the 76ers settled for the quick outside jump shot. Shaq's got a foul. Drive that ball in there. Put the onus on the official to blow the whistle.
2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Kobe Bryant. He's been off here in the third. O'Neal. Little change-up by Shaq, who has 24. It started out as a power move, and then he turned it into finesse. Lakers up by 10. McKee, he's been off. Grant able to take it out of the hands of Mutombo.
Yeah, it's too bad Aaron's just not himself today. Marv, you can see it. He doesn't have that spring off the floor. Does not have his timing at all on the offensive end. Those injuries are taking its toll.
Bryant met by Hill. Kobe off the spin. He thought he was fouled. Kept alive by Grant. Rebounded by Mutombo. McKee pushing it down. Here's McKee accelerating. Yes. And the foul.
That's a great play by Aaron McKee. He realizes that Shaq is on the other end of the floor. It's Horace Grant who's back. He's not a shot blocker. Drive that ball in there and get to that free throw line. Again, here's Horace Grant jump right in his chest. Do the little fadeaway. Now, if he can make this three-point play, it's a 7-point game. Minute 24 to go. Phil Jackson's going to bring in Robert Horry. See who's going to take out. He's going to take out Shaq or Horace Grant. He's going to take out Shaq with the foul. So now, if you are the 76ers, you have to figure that Kobe Bryant is going to be the guy that's going to try to score here. You got to lock into him and make somebody else try to score here as you end this period with Shaq sitting down.
Aaron McKee completes the three-point play, and it is now a 7-point lead for the Lakers. Once again, pressure being shown by the 76ers. A minute 15 to go in the third. Snow cheating over to help on Bryant. Here's Kobe. Out comes Iverson, bothered by Lue. Iverson rejected by Horry. Snow gets inside. Snow is on it again, and a foul.
Now this is Philadelphia energy. They finally have got some.
Oh, the crowd wanted a technical as Robert Horry slammed the ball, and the official's been very compassionate not teeing him up.
Well, Kobe goes hard to the basket there with Mutombo. Without Shaquille O'Neal in the game, he will come over and give more help. See, Kobe was upset, felt like he got hit on the arm, which he did. But you know what? Snow came down the other end and got hit also. So right now, if you go to the basket, you can't be looking over your shoulder for the foul. You better go in there strong. Nothing easy.
Eric Snow, 3 out of 4 at the line. He has 11 points. He's played well. He has lifted the Sixers here in the third. Now Tom McCullough, who did a solid job the other night in Game 2, coming on for the first time, and Dikembe Mutombo hearing it from the crowd. 21 points, 9 rebounds from Mutombo, so Larry Brown will rest Dikembe for the final 55 seconds of this third quarter. We'll see how he plays it at the start of the fourth with Shaq sitting down.
Now, Phil Jackson told Jim Gray before the game, I'm not worried about the defensive pressure early. I'm worried about it late. Let's see how the Lakers handle it now. As the crowd is into the game, they're starting to turn it up.
Sixers, an excellent pressing team. Lou being trapped. Timeout taken. Allen Iverson is 10 of 23. He has 21 points. Here's the pressure on Bryant. Roger Bell right up on Kobe Bryant. And the foul is called, a block on Bell. The Sixers committing their 4th team foul.
That's a good aggressive play there. Roger Bell not only fouling, but he's blowing bubbles. So
that's talent.
Roger Bell doing it all here.
Shot clock at 10 now. Shaw able to recover. Here's Lou firing one. And last touch by the 76ers.
Philly's starting to get that frenetic look once again. They want to make this game ragged. First half, the Lakers were in a rhythm. Now they're starting to come disjointed a little bit. That's exactly what Philly wants, Marv.
Lakers have 3 on the shot clock. 27 seconds to go. Third quarter.
You can't let Kobe Bryant catch the basketball. So whatever you're doing here, double team him, make somebody else get it.
All right, here's Bryant, able to unleash. Yes! Oh, sensational shot by Kobe Bryant. Lakers say, why not a 3? Robert Horry appealing to the official, Bob Delaney, but they say his foot is on the line.
I say, why not run 2 guys at him here and make him pass it? I mean, that's a tough shot, but still, you can't let him get the ball.
And as you saw, the foot was clearly on the line, and the Lakers now lead 73-66. 76ers will hold for a final shot on this third quarter. Iverson working it down. 5 seconds remaining. Here's the double as Grant comes over to help. Iverson has to give it up. Snow.
A little bit of a rest, and the longer the Lakers can stay in this lead and be in control, the more minutes that Phil can buy for him to come in to finish this game.
But we have seen a difference in the jump shooting talents of people like Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher, who were off, particularly in that first game. Iverson, and on the back tap, Iverson able to keep it alive. Here's Iverson with the step. Iverson beating a couple of Lakers and draws the foul. So Iverson, foul of the act, will shoot 2. Foul on Horry, his second.
Well, Marv, you're talking about perimeter players, and Iverson is going to continue to keep the pressure under. Remember, in Game 2, the Lakers got in the penalty early in the fourth quarter. The 76ers shot 16 free throws. They only made 6 of them, but getting to the line so important. I'm sure Phil Jackson's going to talk to his team about committing too many fouls so early, but I thought that Kobe in Game 1 was out of rhythm, he and Fisher. I think that perimeter players suffer more with time off because they lose timing. A guy like Shaq gets the rest. He's such a power package, it doesn't affect him as much as it does perimeter guys.
As a result, Shaquille had a very strong opening game. Kobe shot just 7 for 22 and then bounced back in Game 2. Here's Lou, rebounded by McKee. Protects the dribble. Snow. And McKee has a tough pass to handle, and it does slow the break. So they have to regroup. Hill has been quiet. Goes on, puts the move on Grant. Tyrone Hill with his first field goal.
And as dominant as the Lakers have been, we have a 3-point game.
Lakers 73. The Sixers 70. Phil Jackson will have to make the decision as to when he brings back Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe takes to the rim. Morris Grant with a good job. Here's Horry for three. Yes.
Oh, Robert Horry. How often have we seen him? But again, Marv, offensive rebound. Kobe drove in there. Three guys go to him, and they cannot secure the defensive rebound.
Second from downtown for Horry. McKee. Here's Hill. And they get the new 24. Tyrone Hill, very active here in the fourth quarter. A bit too active, called for the offensive foul.
Well, he was so excited because Shaquille is out of the game, thinking he can go to work inside. Let's watch his left arm to see if he hooks him. Right there, when you get that shoulder and arm up, they're going to call you for the foul. That's called getting an advantage with that off arm. They'll let you keep it to your side, Mark, but once you get it away from your body, that's a red flag, and the officials see that all the time.
That's 4 on Hill. Dikembe Mutombo is back. Raja Bell checks back in. Phil Jackson staying with Teron Lue at the point. He has Brian Shaw at the other guard. Shaquille O'Neal is back on the floor. Up front with Robert Horry and Kobe Bryant. Shaq playing with the 4 fouls. Raja Bell with the rebound. Iverson working on Lue for 3. And last touch by the Sixers.
You know, we talked to Larry Brown before the game, and he told Allen Iverson, he said, I'd like to see you drive that thing in there a little more, put a little more pressure on him. He says, Coach, I can hit the 3. And he said, you know, I know you can, but I still like to see you drive it in there a little bit more.
The other point that Larry Brown made, that the fact that Allen Iverson is so overwhelmingly right-handed. Watch it, ball! And they're overplaying Iverson for the right hand, but he does not look to take advantage, does not switch up.
Right.
76-72 Lakers. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Bryant met on the switch, and then away from the ball, the foul on Bell, hooking up with Horry.
Eric Snow does a beautiful job. You throw that ball, just thread it right around the defender's foot. He cannot get the hand down into the passing lane. Alonzo Mourning likes that pass. Patrick Ewing likes it. They got a 4-point game here. I think you guys are excited.
It's the traveling Georgetown Caravan. Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing rooting for their good friend Dikembe Mutombo as he has made it to the NBA Finals this time around. Lakers by 4. We'll be right back. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Horry taking to the rim. Robert Horry. Looks like he may have pulled something in the process. That's the Robert Horry of several years back.
The one that we saw when he played for the Rockets and against Orlando in the finals.
Iverson finding Hill, blows the stuff. 78-72 Lakers. O'Neal off the fake. O'Neal on the putback.
See, it's hard for Dikembe to make that second effort. Shaquille is so much quicker with his second jump, so Dikembe did a nice job. He just couldn't get to the second effort, and Shaq just beat him to the basketball.
So unusual to see a man 7-1 be able to go up on a second and sometimes a third time. Here's Hill, he is hurting the Sixers here. Tyrone Hill has had a very difficult series. Missed the layup a moment ago. And nice play by Bell. Iverson sweeping and fouled by Shaw. Tyrone Hill upset with himself.
Well, Tyrone Hill went for the steal, and he opened up the play for Horry. And when you're going to go in to play against Mutombo, you have got to go in strong and finish it. Now, Tyrone Hill is just so anxious right now. He's trying so hard. He misses the dunk off the back of the rim, and then Shaq comes back. Now, watch his second effort. The shot goes up. Dikembe out of the picture. There is Shaq. One more jump and the dunk before Dikembe could react to it. Marv, it's a great call on your part. How many big guys with that kind of power and size can get that second jump that quickly?
Eric Snow now checks in. replacing Tyrone Hill.
Now, this is what the Sixers did in Game 1. When they won the game, they went to a small lineup. You see Larry Brown trying to encourage Tyrone Hill. But look at the lineup out there now. Basically 4 perimeter players and Dikembe Mutombo. That means one thing. You better rebound the basketball. The Lakers are an excellent offensive rebounding team.
Derek Fisher playing with the 4 fouls, as is Shaquille O'Neal. 7.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Shot clock at 5. Bryant is fouled by Bell.
Everything was good except the foul. You don't want to foul a jump shooter. He was taking a very difficult shot. Roger Bell got up, and instead of just keeping his hand up there, brought his hand through and hit Kobe on the arm. Watch this now, Marv. He squares him up nicely. He's right in front of him. That's great defense. And then he brings the arm down. Keep that arm up. Make him take a tough shot, and don't put him on the line.
Bryant 4 for 4 at the line. Well, following the game on most of these NBC stations, stay tuned for Weakest Link. And for those of you who would like to continue with the NBA Finals, we will have a post-game special on CNBC that'll be immediately following our telecast. The entire crew will recount the game with highlights and live press conference interviews, plus guests from the Lakers and the Sixers. Look back at tonight's game, the NBA Finals post-game special on CNBC. Iverson for 3. So Iverson now has 27, and the Lakers under pressure turn it over.
This is what Phil Jackson was worried about. Pressure late in the game. Remember now, they had 8 turnovers in the fourth quarter of Game 2 to give themselves a chance to win the game. Problem is they missed 10 free throws that really cost them.
Timeout is called in the fourth quarter. The Lakers now up by 6. Allen Iverson battling through the screen, shooting from downtown, and by the turnover.
Well, the inbounds pass. Shaquille O'Neal takes the ball inbounds. And who is there? Eric Snow to throw the ball off the Lakers' leg. They're going to have it back coming out of a timeout. And they go to the timeout, and Phil is not happy at all, letting him know we have got to be strong now during this period of time as they come after us. And he gave Brian Shaw an earful. Brian Shaw is out there for his ball handling, his ability to make shots. But when Jim Gray talked to Phil before the game, he asked him, would we see Harper today? He said, I hope not, but I will not be hesitant to put him in the game. We'll see if we see him here in the last 5 or 6 minutes for stability if the Lakers, start making turnovers.
Ron Harper did not play in Game 1. He played 7 minutes, played well. Very important player in the victory in Game 2 on Friday night. Has not seen any action thus far this evening. Offensive foul on Iverson, who has to be careful. He already has 1 technical.
Well, Danny Crawford does a good job there and runs away from him, understanding Iverson does have the tee. But here, look at him. He's over on that right hand. You talked about he's got to force him to go left, and Iverson cannot turn that corner. Very fortunate. In a regular season game, he'd have probably got a technical. They would have viewed that as sort of showing up the official, but not today. They're not going to eject him on that, Marv.
First foul called on Iverson. 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kobe Bryant. And off the rebound by Roger Bell. A foul against the Lakers. It is number 5 on Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, the 76ers have a small lineup on the floor. Does Phil Jackson take Shaq out of the game? Remember, second shot, you got a defensive rebound. Shaq just walked Mutombo underneath the basket. 5 fouls, go right at him here. Maybe Mutombo can foul him out.
Do you stay with Shaq at this point?
I would get him out right now. You're going to need him the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game.
Iverson kicks it out. Here's Bell, rejected by O'Neal, and it will be Sixer ball with 5 on the 24.
Now, one of the things Phil always does during the regular season, he lets his star players play with fouls for moments like this, so they know how to play aggressively in foul trouble.
4th block shot for Shaq, who had 8 on Friday. Shot clock running down. McKee, rebounded by O'Neal. So the Lakers back in possession. They lead by 6. Just under 6 remaining in the fourth. Single coverage on O'Neal. Now Snow comes over. Shaw had it poked away. McKee pushing it. McKee has it slapped away by Horry. Good play by Robert Horry.
This is one of the roughest games I've seen, Marv, this year. There's a lot of contact that they're letting go. Guys going to the basket, guys getting hit. Normally these are fouls. Today we're seeing a play-on kind of thing. That is good hands there by Robert Horry, but there's been a lot of contact today on drives to the basket. That's on both sides.
Iverson working his way and draws the foul. It counts. He gets the call on the continuation as Derek Fisher has picked up his 5th foul.
That's why you don't want him shooting just three-point shots or long jump shots. Put the pressure on the defense. Watch his hot step and over the top of Shaq, who has 5 fouls. He kisses it off the glass. Amazingly, the 76ers, if Iverson hits his free throw, are within 1 possession. They'd be down 3 points.
Iverson not able to complete the 3-point play, so the Lakers lead by 4. They've led by as many as 13. Shaq getting down deep. And Shaquille has to be very careful. It is so easy to pick up number 6 with an offensive foul working on Mutombo.
I agree with that. He can't get that left arm away from his body.
Lakers with an 84-78 advantage. Snow gets the step, draws the foul. Nice fake. Brian Shaw picks it up.
See, the crowd is wanting Shaq to get this foul, but this is a foul on Brian Shaw. There's no doubt about this. Watch the pump fake and watch Brian Shaw, right? Oh.
I think Shaw got him.
Shaw got him from behind. With that replay, let's see here if we can get a better look here, Mark, to see if maybe Shaw's foul came first. Iverson sets the screen on Shaq. It looked like Shaq got him on the arm. Question was, did Shaw get him from behind first? It was hard to tell.
Well, the Lakers are over the foul limit. Here's another look at it. Shaw from behind, but
that is.
I thought in watching it in live action, it looked like Shaw.
I thought so as well. But sometimes that camera can get a little tricky there with the angle.
4-point Laker lead. 5 minutes remaining in the 4th, and that is a holding foul on Snow. That's a non-shooting foul. The Sixers with their 3rd team foul. 3 on Snow.
See how important it is, though, for the Sixers to get to the free throw line, Marv. They're starting to get there now. They had not done it the entire game, and they're allowed to pick up their defense now. It's causing the Lakers all kinds of problems. Look at the free throws in this half. 15. Remember, in the first half, they shot only 7.
Nice fake by Fisher. Good save by Iverson. The 76ers going with the small lineup and doing the job successfully. They've come from 13 down. They're within 4. Iverson for 3. Mutombo! And Shaquille O'Neal thought that he was taken down. It's a 2-point game. As you say, they're letting everything go.
Yeah, a lot of contact right now.
The chant of defense as we come up on 4 minutes remaining in the 4th. Kobe stopped by Bell. Here comes Iverson. Roger Bell with the strip. And now Iverson pulls it back.
A 3 gives them the lead.
Iverson. Now Bell. Once again, they reset. Shot clock out of 6. And McKee gunning from downtown, looking for the lead, but not able to hit.
The question is, when you go inside the Shaq now, do you take fouls? The other night they chose to double team and gave up the 3.
O'Neal with the drop step. Rebounded by Bell.
Shaq's tired. Marv, he's tired.
Nice play by Horry to knock it away from Snow. Here's Shaq. Trying to set it up for Fisher and deflected out by Iverson.
I think Phil needs a timeout, or he does not like to take timeouts, but his team now starting to come apart, and this was his worst nightmare, that it would be a close game, it would be late in the game, the Sixers would be cranking up their pressure, and how would his team handle it? Right now, they're on the ropes, hanging on just by 2. And I'm going to show you here exactly what happens. He's in the air, and right there we hold it. There is the foul, and Shaq has not yet reached in, so it was not Shaq's 6th foul. It was Shaw, and so went to the free throw line. So that was a good call by the official Danny Crawford on that play, and these next 3 days are for L.A. and Philly.
Shaquille O'Neal playing with 5 fouls. Derek Fisher playing with 5. Kobe not able to hit, but Shaq puts it down. Kobe Bryant is 2 of his last 15 following the stunning first half. The Lakers now lead 86-82. Lakers led by 9 with 7.5 to play. Iverson with the step and held by Fisher. Lakers over the foul limit. Phil Jackson told to sit down by the official Bennett Salvatore. So Derek Fisher has fouled out.
Does he go to Ron Harper here, who's been on the bench the entire day? Kobe goes inside. Now, even though he doesn't score, Mutombo has to come over, and there's the offensive rebound for Shaq. A lot like when Iverson penetrates and the defense comes over and they live off second shots, but Fisher has fouled out of the game.
And it looks like Phil is going with Tyronn Lue. Harper has not played at all tonight.
It would be very difficult for Ron Harper to come in right now cold. He's been injured. He has not played a whole lot. And so Phil is going to go to Tyronn Lue, who has played earlier in the game, and Iverson goes to the line. That's why it's so important here for the Sixers to get to the penalty so early. These are 3 points they've got to have.
Lewis played 15 minutes as he checks in. Reminder, following the game, most of these NBC stations will carry Weakness Link. And for those of you who would like to continue with the NBA Finals, we'll have our post-game special on CNBC immediately following this telecast. It's a 2-point game. Lou Hanley against Iverson.
Kobe wants that ball.
Coming up on 2.5 remaining of the 4. And Shaq foul from behind by Dikembe Mutombo. That's 3 on Dikembe.
Now, Shaq was 8 for 9 in the first half at the foul line. He has not shot a free throw in the second half. That could come into play as Mutombo comes over the top. But Shaq has not shot 1 free throw the entire second half after being 8 of 9. So we'll see what happens here, Marv.
Non-shooting foul, 14th foul. Next one puts the Lakers in the penalty. Shot clock down to 4. Iverson over the top. Shaq with a powerball, but he's fouled out. Offensive foul.
Shaq tries to spin away from the double team, and he just powers himself through Mutombo for his 6th foul. This is what Phil Jackson was concerned about before the game. He actually hit Mutombo in the mouth. Mutombo's just falling out of the play, and Shaq turns around and goes right back through him, going away from the double team. Well, you know what? The 76ers have a wonderful opportunity now, Mark. Shaq is out. You know, Kobe's going to try to carry their team. They're down 2. They're in the penalty shooting free throws. If they're ever going to win a game today on their home floor, this is the day to get with Shaq out of the game.
Rick Fox comes on for Shaquille O'Neal, who departs with 30 points, 12 rebounds, 4 block shots in 41 minutes. Sixers down by 2. Coming up on 2 minutes in the 4th. Iverson is fouled.
See, no shot blocker in there now. Don't shoot any three-pointers or no jump shots, Mark. You got one thing on your mind. Lower your shoulder and get that ball to the basket. And that's what Iverson's going to do here. He's got Lou, force him left. There's no Shaquille O'Neal in there anymore. Go right to the front of that rim.
Fox on the foul, his second. Iverson, 6 of 8 at the line.
Mark, he could gets excited. He doesn't stay on that line. He's got to keep himself on the line. He was backing up as he shot that. He's so hyper right now. He's got to take a deep breath and gather himself here. He's dancing around at that foul line.
Allen Iverson during the regular season, solid free throw shooter, 81%. Here's the pressure by the Sixers. They just did get it in, and then it's deflected out by Iverson.
The defensive pressure has been turned up. The Lakers were in a rhythm in the first half. They had 55 points. They shot 54%. Everything was going their way. They have 31 points this half.
And now Phil Jackson will call upon the veteran Ron Harper, who has not played at all this evening. Harper will come on. Lakers hoping that he will be able to calm things down. Here's Fox with the step, and he's fouled by Mutombo. Nice move by Rick Fox. So he's headed to the line. The 76ers are now over the foul limit. Mutombo collects his fourth. And now Harper being called back. The timeout situation. Lakers with 2 left. 76ers have 2 and a 20. Rick Fox, a 78% free throw shooter. He had that outstanding game 1. He has not been a factor tonight and in game 2.
Well, he didn't hit anything but the bottom of the net there. Marv, it's always interesting to watch guys under pressure. They get to the free throw line, they start grabbing their shoulders, they wipe their hands off, they start getting all this extraneous movement. You've got to be able to step up there and trust your routine, and he only got 1 of 2.
The Laker lead is 2. A minute 50 remaining in this fourth quarter. The series tied at 1. This is game 3 of the NBA Finals. Iverson trying to feed Bell, and it's taken over by Fox. So the Sixers turn it over, and a 20-second timeout is called.
Field's gone small. Remember, now rebound the basketball is going to be critical. Question is, who on the Lakers wants the basketball right now other than Kobe? Who is going to come and make a play if they keep the ball out of Kobe's hands? You cannot run away from the ball if you're the Lakers and force Kobe to try to do everything here, Mark.
And Kobe, 2 for his last 15, being defended by Raja Bell. Bryant checking the clock. Once again, you see the contact by both players. Here's Kobe to the rim with the runner. Kobe Bryant with a clutch shot, and the Lakers lead 89-85.
See, great players don't know that they've just missed 2 out of their line. They've just made 2 of their last 15 shots. Don't even think about that.
Eric Snow setting it. Iverson beating Lou. Iverson for Bell. Rebounded. It counts on the foul. Kevin Ollie, who had checked in following the timeout, playing for the first time tonight with the field goal, and he's headed to the line.
Now Kobe Bryant with a spectacular drive, slices through 3 defenders, jumps off the wrong foot, and then the 76ers just won't go away. The offensive rebound by Kevin Ollie. Right now, the 76ers look like they're in the CBA, the 6'4" and under league out there.
Kevin Ollie with a 3-point play. Kevin Ollie in his 5th year out of the University of Connecticut, getting his first playing time, able to convert on a 3-pointer, and the Sixers are within 1 with just under 1 minute remaining. 4th quarter. So they get the ball out of Kobe Bryant's hands, but Robert Horry hits from downtown and then has something to say to fans in the crowd. That's his 3rd 3, and the Lakers lead by 4.
Well, that's a veteran player, a guy who's won championships in Houston, who won a championship last year, did not run away from the play. They trapped Kobe, they got it out of his hands. He had an open shot, you got to take it. There was no hesitation. What a big, big shot by Robert Horry. Favor.
Ollie inbounds. Iverson beating Lou on the overplay. Not able to hit from downtown and knocked out of bounds.
Diagram this play.
Snow will throw in. Bell shoots the 3. And deflected out of bounds. Iverson Iverson thought he was fouled. Last touched by the Lakers with 29 seconds left in regulation.
The confidence of Raja Bell to shoot that three. Man.
Remember, though, he's thinking back in game one, he passed up on a shot, and he regretted it. And Larry Brown said he should have taken it. It was an outside shot. Here's Iverson, not able to hit, but a foul is called on Lou, and it's a three-point attempt, so Allen Iverson to the line to shoot three.
Now what happens, look, there's a 3.6 differential. If he makes all three of these, it's a one-point game, and if you're Larry Brown, you have to decide, do you want to take the risk of being able to stop them, or do you take a foul? If you do even 2 free throws, you're down only 3, so that's a huge foul if you can make all 3 of these free throws. And that was Iverson's 30th shot of the game, too. Will that be prophetic?
34 points for Iverson, who is now 9 for 12 at the line. It's a one-point game. Iverson hits all 3 off the foul by Lou on the attempted three-pointer. 27 and 6/10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, and here's the pressure on Bryant. Horry gets it up court, and a foul. So Horry will go to the line.
That's a good foul right there. You get the ball out of Kobe's hands. Now you force Robert Horry to go to the free throw line. Got to make them both. If he does, you're still down only 3. If he splits them, you're down 2. And if he misses them both, you've got the ball with a chance to win. You haven't led since 27 to 25. Imagine if the Sixers steal this game. The last time they led Mark was at the 1-minute mark of the second quarter.
Dikembe Mutombo has checked back in. Horry, a 71% free throw shooter during the regular season, and receiving the treatment from the crowd. He is a very cool player under pressure.
Yes, he is. I remember the big 3, and now this would be a huge 5 points. Remember now, Shaquille O'Neal is fouled out, so if the Sixers can get this in overtime, you would have to think it would be their advantage.
Lakers up by 2. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Horry calmly hits both, and Larry Brown using his final timeout. So Robert Horry with 10 of his 13 points here in the fourth. 15 of his 35 here in the fourth quarter. Both teams are over the foul limit. Iverson, played by Lou, taking it to the bucket. The tip knocked away inadvertently by Jones, and now foul.
That was a great defensive play by Kobe Bryant. He's the one that came over and changed that shot. He's a second-team all-league defender. Last year, the youngest player ever to make the all-defensive team. We talk about his offense. This could be a game-saving play. Now, watch the penetration. There's no Shaq, but watch Kobe come over and change this shot. Makes it a difficult shot. Now, Iverson gets knocked down after the play. And watch Kobe. Just keep your eye on Kobe. He's not worried about Raja Bell. He comes over. Robert Horry comes over, and who ends up with the rebound? That cool customer, Robert Horry, who's hit 5 big points here in the fourth period. Can he seal the deal here with 2 free throws?
Foul on Snow. And Robert Horry, as we mentioned, a 71% free throw shooter during the regular season, has that stroke going. And the Lakers now 21 of 24 at the line. 14 points for Horry. The Lakers open up a 4-point lead. The Sixers have used all their timeouts. They have to play it out with 9 and 5/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. So Horry hits on both 96, 91. Iverson racing down. Iverson kicks it out. Snow for 3. And that will wrap it. The Los Angeles Lakers able to come away with a victory here in Game 3, despite the fact they lost both Shaquille O'Neal and Derek Fisher on fouls, and they take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 NBA Final Series.
Well, you came to life there in the fourth quarter. 12 of the 15 points, Robert. Can you tell us what happened on that big three-pointer and how you had the guts to take it?
Well, you know, I've been taking in the finals for 3 years now, so the ball came to the corner, I had my rhythm, so I just took the shot.
What has made you such a big game player over the years, because this seems to be happening throughout your career?
It's just one of the things, knowing the situation of the game, being patient, doing what you need to do in a ball game. You know, it's an important time. You need to make the shots.
What was the feeling when Shaq went out with his 6th foul?
You know, it's one of those feelings where, hey, we've been doing it, you know, the time we had for the All-Star break when he was out, we said we know how to do it without him, so we went at it, and we did it, and we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish.
Robert, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kobe, you struggled a bit in the second half, 3 for 16, but you made a big shot down the stretch.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what the teammates are for, man. They really stepped up, and Robert came in and did an excellent job. He had a humongous shot for us, and, you know, we were able to come out here with a win.
You were 10 of 16 in the first half. How did you have the confidence? Because when Shaq went out, you told your teammates, I want the ball, and then you made that big basket.
Well, you know, my legs got so tired, and, you know, I just pretty much started coasting a little bit and let my teammates carry the burden. And, you know, when it came down for a pressure situation, I was trying to save my legs for that moment, and it worked out well.
And then you saved your legs. Tell us about the big defensive stop that you had on Iverson right down there at the end when he drove to the basket.
Well, you know, I saw him coming, so, you know, usually that's his specialty. He likes getting in the lane and shoot those little floaters, and, you know, I had a little help from long arm Rob behind me.
You said this was a must-win, so you got it.
We got it.
All right, we'll see you next game.
All right.
Wednesday night. Back over to you, Marv.
All right, thanks, Jim. Kobe goes all 48 minutes, 13 of 30 from the field, 32 points. How about Robert Horry? Remember, a member of 2 championship teams with the Houston Rockets, and coming up very